Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Sign up now for a $20 free bet. Just use the code IFLTV24. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here in Liverpool ahead of a massive fight with Natasha Jonas against Michaela Mayer, but delighted to be joined by Mr. Paul Smith. Paul, I tried to get you when you were out in, out in Canada for a quick Zoom call, but obviously you know what it's like fight week where your brothers are fighting, man. Your head is in the game, but I've got you now. First and foremost, how's things?
Not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, good, mate, good. Can I cast your mind back to last week then, to Callum's loss to Beterbiev? Now, you're sitting there in the corner, ringside, you've got a better view than anyone. Beterbiev, is he the monster that everyone says he is?
I don't know. You tell me. Listen, phenomenal fighter. Strong as anything. Dedicated, determined, fit. Good ability. Big pair of balls on him. But I just can't see past the elephant in the room, what everyone won't talk about or isn't talking about. And he's getting better with age at 39. I'm 41. I couldn't even do what he was doing when I was in my peak, probably. The pace he sets, the strength he's got, the power he's got. And that's nothing to do with boxing ability or determination or strength or fitness or getting stuck in a gym. I can't see past it. And we've all been told, oh, you can't say anything because it's atypical and not adverse. But there's no more atypical test that I see anywhere else in the world, like myself or anyone else. If you test me now, there's not going to be anything in my body that shouldn't be in there. What's classed as performance enhancing or elevated levels, everything else. So, not at the risk of not sounding like sour grapes, no, up close, unbelievable fighter, good fighter, good at closing the distance, good at just picking little shots here and there, not putting the kitchen sink into every shot. And as I said, like before the fight and before anything come out, I respected him and liked him so much, I admired him so much. But after that, I can't really. I'm just sick to death of boxing, to be honest with you, the way it is at the moment. I've never known in my life as many people who are suspected or there's rumours about them taking performance-enhancing drugs as there is nowadays and today in boxing, and it's not even shocking anymore when you see adverse tests, atypical tests, test results come back positive and the kids are still fighting and that. Boxing's in a bad place, in my opinion, so until that's fixed, then I can't really see past all that to just concentrate on the boxing, which is what we should have been doing Saturday night. And it was a well-matched fight, a good performance from Beterbiev, brave performance from Callum. The better man won on the night, and no excuses, that's it.
Obviously, the atypical finding, it's not an adverse finding, so it's not illegal.
It's not a negative test, and it's not a positive test. It's just
higher than usual levels, just slightly higher than usual levels. Is that what that means?
Well, you have to you tell me. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. What it means is they go back and test again a couple of weeks later, and then the tests are fine a couple of weeks later, so it's all okay. Forget about it. But what about that one test? That's what confuses me. B samples are a load of shit because they don't count for nothing. Because you don't go back and test the B sample because it's likely going to be the same as the A sample, so they don't do it. Again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a drug specialist, a hormone specialist, so I can't really comment too much, but in my opinion, you've asked me, which is what you're asking me, I just can't see past all these tests at the moment, what they're doing and how they're going.
Was there any thought that crossed your mind, Cam's, the Smith brothers' mind, that you were going to pull him out of the fight with this finding, or was it just always going to go ahead?
It's all on Callum, it's all up to Callum at the end of the day. Callum's self-managed.
That's your niece beating you up, by the way.
My niece throwing punches at me. It's usually a dad doing it. Look, it's not for us to decide what happens with Callum. It's Callum's life, Callum's career, Callum's body, Callum's mind. Callum's his own manager, his own man. So whatever he says goes. But it is what it is. It's happened now. It's gone now. It's been and gone. And gutted for Callum. He's upset. He's obviously distraught. He's doesn't like losing. Full stop. Never mind by being stopped into a champion like Beterbiev, who was quality. But got to get on with it, and that's it.
Reading between the lines, obviously, when you know yourself, when you come out of a fight, the adrenaline's high, the emotions or whatever. Callum was asked by Sky Sports about the future and whatnot, and he said he doesn't know. He's gave boxing his life, so up until this point, it's hard to accept that he isn't the best at light heavyweight. So right now, it's a week after the fight almost. What's his mindset right now? Is it up? What's his thought process right now? I mean,
I don't know. As I say, anyone who knows Callum knows how quiet he is, and that's the same with us as well. I haven't really spoke to him since we got back on Monday, Tuesday, apart from a little text message. That was it really. We haven't spoken to him, but you know what Callum's like. If Callum won on Saturday, he could have probably retired in the ring. He's not in it for money. He's not in it for. He just wants to be the best, and the fact that he said himself, he proved that he wasn't the best, so to speak, and it was hard to take. I don't know what he'll do, but whatever he does, as I said with Liam, as I said with Stephen, we'll back him 100% and be behind him.
There's been talk though, I don't know if you've seen it, the press conference for Joshua and Ngannou, there was talk of a matchroom 5 against a Queensberry 5. Now, quite a few people mentioned Cam Smith against Anthony Yard, which would be a good fight in that sort of Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren matchup. Would that fight against Anthony Yard, would that entice Callum to put them gloves back on and get back in that win column? I
don't know, honestly. I know him as brother, but I think you're asking the wrong person. I can't read his mind. I don't know Andy, to be honest with you, mate. It's a fight I'd like to see, but if Callum doesn't want to fight no more, then it's not a fight I'd like to see, because his heart won't be in it. Unless Callum's heart's in it and his the dedication's still there. Listen, a few quid might change that. It does for everyone. He's not in a position where he has to fight for money though, so he's okay. But it's up to him. There's good fights out there to be made. The Matchroom Queensberry thing is a good idea in my opinion. I'd like to see that. Frank's got good fighters, Eddie's got good fighters. They're never going to fight on each other's bills, so why not do it in a neutral scenario over in Saudi with the Saudis? Why not? I'd like to see that. As I say, whether Callum's on it is a different matter, but again, it's entirely up to him. You know, I don't manage him, I don't represent him, I'm his brother, and that's it.
Well, you do manage a few fighters, and your brother Stephen's now a coach. I mean, it seems like the Smith brothers were fighters before in the past, but at least they're sticking around in boxing in terms of you and Stephen doing stuff outside of the fighting game. You're still in the fight game, so to speak, but you're not fighting. Stephen's now a coach. I've seen him on Instagram. He seems to be enjoying it. I spoke to him for 5 minutes out there, and he's like, you know what? Out of all my brothers, I was the one that took a big step back from boxing. When you were still involved a little bit, Liam's still fighting, Cam's still fighting. He took a big step back, and he says, now I'm back in the gym. I've got a purpose. And you've seen him. What's he like as a coach?
He's good. He's always going to be good. And without being big-headed, you know, we all should be good. We've put 20 or 30 years into boxing. I've been boxing since I was 9. I'm 41 now, 42 soon this year, end of the year. So you give 30 years to boxing, 25 years in Stephen's case maybe, then the level you reach as a pro as well, and the coaches you've been around, you should be a good coach, and it's not always the case, but Stephen will be and is showing signs of it at the moment. He took a step back because he needed a good break for me. I took a step back in the sense that I didn't want to go near a gym and stay in shape in case I got that phone call for the fight, not offered of a few quid, because it would have been one of them where you'd have to take it, because it's hard saying goodbye to boxing. I sort of kept my eye, and I knew I always wanted to manage fighters. I wanted to set up an agency. I want to have one of the best agencies in boxing. If I can, it's still the goal. I want to attract a good stable of fighters. As I said, I've got young Steve Clark making his debut. He's a big ticket seller, ABA champion from the Rotunda. He asked me to manage him, which I was buzzing with. And he's been a dream so far.
Stephen's coaching him, right? Is that right?
Stephen's coaching him in the Rotunda. He's making his debut on Saturday. Big ticket seller. He's done, he's so close to 1,000 tickets, and he's done the majority of them now. There'll be a big following wherever he goes. He took probably 300 up to the ABA final in Newcastle. He boxed Jimmy Sains up there.
You know Jimmy Sains, he's down at the... Yeah.
He's a good kid, he's shown potential. Stephen beat him in the ABA final, he beat Stephen in the Four Nations. I'm not trying to start some rivalry, he's a good kid.
That's what managers do.
Yeah, no, he's a good kid, but that's one well down the line, even if it happens, if it ever happens. But just to give you an idea of the type of people that he attracts to the fights. He's took, as I say, just on 300 people up to Newcastle from Liverpool for the ABA final. So when he's a pro, what he's going to do in the pros ticket wise, we'll see on Saturday night. There'll be a lot of noise there for him, and very likeable kid, nice lad, young gentleman as well, and be good to see him make his debut.
Yeah, and I've heard about Steve Clark as well. Stephen's mentioned it to me as well. What's it like working with your brother, having that managers, coaches, fighters sort of scenario? I know you and Stephen are very, very close as brothers, but you know the old saying, don't work with your family. But you've worked with Stephen quite on numerous occasions now. But what's that manager-coach relationship like with yourself? I
don't see it that way, to be honest with you. I don't think he does. I just sent him a couple of opponents over. What do you reckon on them? And he's like, what can we do? Can we have either or? And just pick one. And I just send them all the info for what I'm getting. I'm doing all the the haggling and the arguing and
You do the hard
the
work.
phone calls and all that. No, but he's doing the graft in the gym. He's up in the morning, taking them on the runs, sprints, track. He's got them in with the strength coaches. He's doing all the work that he needs to do with them in the gym. So he's the one doing all the proper hard work. I've got the stressful stuff on the phone and on the laptop. But that's how I wanted it. You know, I always wondered whether I'd coach someone, and I probably would. Even still, I'm not close to it, but I don't really agree too much with coaching and managing at the same time. We've seen too many people in the past where there's problems when you try and leave a coach because he's not a good coach, but he's managing you as well, and you're stuck under contract, or you want to leave him as a manager, but you still want to be coached by him. It always causes friction. Same with promoters and managers. I was managed by Frank when I turned pro and promoted by him, and it worked out well at the start, and towards the end it wasn't. But I couldn't leave him on the promotional level because I was still managed by him, and it always causes problems with people. So the fact that I'm managing, I'm going to solely probably concentrate on that, unless I get an offer off a fighter to do a bit of work with them and train with them. I think I've got a fair bit to offer, but as I say, back to what I started the conversation with, I think we all have, as a family, we're quite knowledgeable in boxing, and you pick up a lot. We've worked with some...
Build good relationships.
Yeah, we've built good relationships. We've worked with top coaches all around the world, Buddy McCART and the likes, and the trainers that we've picked up things from, you can pass that on to people, but Stephen's doing really well at the moment. I'm buzzing to see him finally take the...
This is his first fight in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Liv Hussey?
Yeah, this will be his first fight. No, he hasn't. Liv hasn't had one yet. I've got to get Liv a fight pretty soon. But he's this one for Steve. This will be both the Steve's first fight. Yeah, it's another one of them, like me, my dad, and my son Stephen, and Stephen's dad Stephen as well. Yeah, Stephen Senior, Stephen Junior, Stephen. There's the gym's full of them.
Good stuff. Listen, one final one for me. Could be remiss of me not to ask you, Joshua Ngannou. Now, as a boxing man, I'm guessing you're going for Joshua, but Ngannou proved that he can stick around at this heavyweight division. Just give me your thoughts on Joshua Ngannou.
No comments. Last time I said it, I got absolutely slaughtered. No, I'm joking. Look, I said before the last fight, Ngannou shouldn't have laid the glove on Fury. I still stand by that. People are saying Ngannou's like a good boxer or should be in the top 10. He's not a good boxer at all. He's a very good MMA fighter. Respect him massively. Done great over in Saudi against Fury, but it was more of a case of Fury being bad and Ngannou being good. I think the fact that he was a heavyweight and durable and a big lump and could punch helped him a lot. If that was a middleweight or a featherweight or a lightweight, it'd have been a completely different story, because that toughness and durability wouldn't have been there from a fighter of Fury's calibre. For Ngannou to take them shots, and to be able to land and put Fury over. But I watched it on the night. I was in the house. I was telling everyone that had listened and his dog that it's going to be the easiest night of Tyson Fury's life, the easiest money he's ever made. I was buzzing for Ngannou getting a big payday, because my son loves him in the MMA. He's a big MMA fan, my lad, and I'm watching it. Just looked the most ridiculous person in the world. But I think it should be the same this time. I seen Ngannou in an interview saying if he lands on Joshua, he'll knock him out or he'll put him asleep. And listen, it could happen. He's a big puncher, obviously. He must be a big puncher, because the shot he caught Fury with, it didn't look like it had much in it when I watched it on the night, and when I watched the replay, and it still had enough to take him over. So he's got to be a big puncher. He's obviously tough as anything. He's obviously tough as all boots. He's obviously game. He's got nothing to lose whatsoever going into this, and he's getting paid life-changing money, which he got for the Fury fight as well. So I'm delighted for the fella, but I think it should be Joshua, but I'm not making a prediction this time, because I look ridiculous.
I know, I think we're all in the same boat as you last time there, Paul. But listen, thanks so much for doing this Fight TV, and listen, I'll be in the coffee shop tomorrow, Baby Coffee. I'll be there. See you tomorrow, mate. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Sign up now for a $20 free bet. Just use the code IFLTV24. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.